I overheard my fiancé whispering on the phone. Just play along until the wedding, then we split his assets. I walked down the aisle the next day, played the recording instead of my vows, and left her with the bill for the ceremony. Original post. I, 31 male, got married 3 days ago. Sort of. The wedding happened, the guests showed up, the venue was beautiful. But there was no marriage. Let me explain. 2 weeks before the wedding, I came home early from a work trip. Flight got canceled. Managed to catch an earlier one. Landed around 10 p.m. instead of the next morning. My fiancée, 28, didn't know I was coming back early. I wanted to surprise her. I walked into our apartment quietly, thinking she'd be asleep. Lights were off in the bedroom, but I heard her voice, talking on the phone in the bathroom. The door was cracked open maybe an inch, and her voice was low but clear. I know. Just keep quiet about it until after the ceremony. Once we're married, I'll have legal access to everything. His business, the properties, all of it. I froze in the hallway. No, he has no idea. He thinks I actually love him. It's been exhausting pretending, honestly. But the payout will be worth it. We split it 60-40 like we agreed, right? My stomach dropped. I pulled out my phone, started recording. My lawyer says once we hit the 1-year mark, I can file for divorce and walk away with at least half of everything. Maybe more if I play it right. Set up some separate accounts, document that I contributed to the business. It's all planned out. She laughed. Actually laughed. He's so trusting it's pathetic. Never even asked me to sign a prenup. Said he doesn't believe in them because marriage should be about love. What an idiot. I recorded for another 3 minutes. She talked about how she'd been moving small amounts of money from our household account that I funded into accounts I didn't know about. How she'd already consulted a divorce attorney 6 months ago. How her friend on the phone had introduced her to this whole scheme after her own successful marriage and divorce operation 2 years back. When she finally hung up, I was already gone. Walked right back out of the apartment, got in my car, sat in a parking garage for 2 hours trying to process what I'd just heard. The woman I'd proposed to a year ago. The woman I'd been with for 3 years. The woman who cried when I got down on one knee. It was all a con. I didn't confront her that night, or the next day, or the day after. I played it cool, acted normal, told her the work trip went fine when I came home the next morning, smiled through wedding planning meetings, approved the final catering choices, confirmed the DJ playlist. Meanwhile, I made some calls. My lawyer first. Showed him the recording. He listened, face getting darker. This is fraud, potentially criminal fraud, depending on how much she's already moved. But more importantly, you need to protect yourself before this wedding. I told him my plan. He looked at me like I was insane. That's nuclear. You understand that, right? This will blow up everything. She was going to blow up my life anyway. At least this way, I control the detonation. I spent the next 2 weeks preparing. My lawyer set everything up. I moved money into protected accounts, changed beneficiaries, put my business assets in trust, documented every suspicious transaction from our household account. Turned out she'd been skimming for 8 months, almost $14,000 total. I also did something else. I called the wedding venue, explained the situation without too many details, asked if the contract could be modified, spent 3 hours on the phone with their events manager and their legal team. Cost me an extra $2,500 in fees and modifications, but they agreed to the changes. The wedding day came. I got dressed, put on my suit. My best friend, who I'd told everything to, kept asking if I was sure about this. Absolutely sure. This is going to be brutal, man. So I was listening to her call me pathetic for trusting her. We arrived at the venue. 150 guests. Her family, my family, friends, co-workers. Everyone dressed up, excited, taking photos. The ceremony was supposed to start at 4 p.m. She looked beautiful walking down the aisle. I'll give her that. White dress, perfect makeup, fake tears in her eyes. Her father looked proud. Her mother was crying. My own mother was dabbing her eyes with a tissue. We stood at the altar. The officiant began. Standard ceremony stuff. We'd opted for traditional vows. When it came time for the vows, the officiant turned to me first. Do you have your vows prepared? I do, I said. But there's been a change of plans. I pulled out my phone. My fiancée's smile faltered. What are you doing? She whispered, sharing something with her guests. I said loudly enough for the microphone to pick up, something I think everyone should hear before we proceed. I nodded to the DJ. We'd coordinated this beforehand. He killed the music and patched my phone's audio through the sound system. I pressed play. Her voice filled the venue. Crystal clear. Just keep quiet about it until after the ceremony. Once we're married, I'll have legal access to everything. His business, the properties, all of it. The gasp started immediately. Her face went white. No, he has no idea. He thinks I actually love him. It's been exhausting pretending, honestly. Her mother stood up. What is this? The recording kept playing. Every damning word. Her laughing about me being trusting. Calling me an idiot. Discussing the divorce timeline. The money she'd already stolen. My fiancée lunged for my phone. I stepped back. My best friend blocked her. Turn it off, she screamed. Turn it off right now. The recording finished. 3 minutes of complete silence after that. 150 people staring at her. That's fake, she finally said. This is fake. He made that up. I don't know what. It's time-stamped, I said calmly. 2 weeks ago. I have the original file. My lawyer has copies. I also have bank statements showing the $14,000 you stole from our household account over the past 8 months. Her father's face was purple. You stole from him? I didn't. It's not like that. I have documentation, I continued. Every transfer, every withdrawal, dates, amounts, everything. I looked at the crowd. My family looked shocked. Her family looked horrified. Friends were whispering, phones out. So no, I said. I don't take the E as my wedded wife. This wedding is over. I turned to leave. She grabbed my arm. Wait, you can't just... We could talk about this. I can explain. Explain what? How you and your friend planned to scam me. How you've been faking loving me for who knows how long. Save it. You're humiliating me. The audacity was insane. You're going to steal from me. You've been stealing from me. You call me pathetic for trusting you. But I'm the bad guy for exposing you. Her mother rushed up. This is a misunderstanding. She would never. There's a recording. You all heard it. I walked out. My best friend and my brother followed. We got in the car and left. Oh, and the bill? The venue contract I'd modified 2 weeks earlier? I'd changed it so that financial responsibility shifted entirely to her and her family if the marriage didn't happen due to fraud or misrepresentation by the bride. Venue, catering, DJ, flowers, photographer. All of it. $43,000 total. Her problem now. Update 1. The fallout from Saturday has been absolutely wild. I'm still processing everything, but figured I'd update since a bunch of people messaged asking what happened next. First, the immediate aftermath. I went back to our apartment with my brother and best friend. We packed up my essential stuff, clothes, documents, laptop, some personal items. Took maybe an hour. I arranged for movers to get the rest of my things the following week. Crashed at my brother's place that night. My phone blew up. 83 missed calls by midnight. Texts, voicemails, you name it. Most from her, some from her family, a few from mutual friends. I blocked her number after the 10th call. Didn't block her family yet. Figured I'd need the evidence of whatever crazy they were going to send. Her mother's texts were something else. You embarrassed our family in front of everyone. How could you be so cruel? She made a mistake. She's young. You threw away a relationship over one mistake. We can't afford that venue bill. You need to take responsibility for this. I screenshot everything. Sent it to my lawyer. Her father called at 2 a.m. I actually answered because I wanted to hear what he had to say. You recorded my daughter without her consent. That's illegal. We're pressing charges. It's legal in this state as long as one party consents to the recording. I was that party. Check the laws. You set her up. You planned this whole humiliation. I planned to protect myself from fraud. She planned to commit fraud. See the difference? He hung up. Sunday morning, I got a call from the venue. Her parents had tried to dispute the bill. The venue sent them the modified contract with both our signatures. She'd signed it 2 weeks ago without reading the changes. My lawyer had buried them in the fine print. They had no legal grounds to dispute it. The events manager told me they were threatening to sue. I forwarded the recording and told them to have her lawyers call my lawyer. But here's where it gets really entitled. Sunday afternoon, she showed up at my brother's house. No idea how she found out I was there. Probably called around to mutual friends. She pounded on the door. My brother answered. I need to talk to him. He doesn't want to talk to you. I have a right to explain myself. Pretty sure you explained yourself on that recording. She tried to push past him. He blocked the door. This is my fiancé's brother's house. I'm family. You can't keep me out. You're not family. You're not his fiancée anymore. And this is my house. Get off my property, or I'm calling the cops. She started crying. The manipulative kind, loud, dramatic. Neighbors were watching. Please. I love him. I made a stupid mistake. I wasn't really going to go through with it. My brother didn't budge. Then why'd you already steal $14,000 from him? I was going to pay it back. When? After the divorce, you'd already planned with your lawyer? She switched tactics. Went from crying to angry real quick. He's ruined my life. Everyone thinks I'm a gold digger now. My friends won't talk to me. My family is furious. He owes me for what he did. He owes you. My brother actually laughed. That's rich. Get lost before I call the cops. She didn't leave. She sat on the front lawn for 30 minutes, crying and calling my phone, which was still blocked. Eventually, my brother did call the cops. They showed up. She played the victim, but they explained she was trespassing and needed to leave. After she left, I got a text from her friend, the one who was on the phone with her in that recording. Apparently, she'd been getting harassed because some people at the wedding figured out it was her voice on the recording. This is your fault. You've ruined 2 lives now. Hope you're proud of yourself. I replied, I ruined your scam. There's a difference. She threatened legal action. I blocked her too. Monday, I had to deal with work. I'd taken the week off for our honeymoon, was supposed to be going overseas. Thank God I can cancel those tickets for a partial refund. But I still had to check emails, and apparently, word had spread. My boss called. He'd heard through the grapevine what happened. Just want you to know, if you need anything, we've got your back. That took guts. Appreciated that. My coworkers have been supportive too. A few sent messages saying they always thought she seemed fake. Wish someone had said something earlier, but whatever. The real mess is the legal side. My ex-fiancé hired a lawyer. They sent my lawyer a letter Monday afternoon threatening a lawsuit for defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and breach of contract. My lawyer called me laughing. They have no case. You told the truth. You have evidence. And you technically fulfilled the contract by showing up. The marriage didn't happen because of her documented fraud. This is a joke. He sent back a response that basically said, your client committed fraud and theft. We have evidence. If you proceed with this frivolous lawsuit, we'll countersue for the full amount of losses, legal fees, and damages. We'll also be filing a police report for the theft. That was yesterday. Haven't heard back from them yet. Meanwhile, her family is still sending me messages. Her younger sister called me a heartless monster. Her aunt left a voicemail about how I destroyed a young woman's life over a misunderstanding. Her mother sent a 6-paragraph text about how I'm going to hell. I've been documenting everything. Every message, every call, every threat. My lawyer says it's building a harassment case if we need it. The weirdest part? Some of the wedding guests have reached out to me, expressing support, saying they couldn't believe what they heard, offering to be witnesses if I need them. A few of my friends said they're glad I found out before it was too late. My family's been great. My mom was shocked at first. She really liked my ex, but once she processed it, she's been completely on my side. She's the one who said I should document everything from her family. As for me, I'm doing okay. Not great. It's weird processing the fact that someone I loved, someone I was going to marry, was lying to me for possibly our entire relationship. My brother asks if I'm sleeping okay. Honestly, not really, but I'm handling it. The apartment is going to be a whole thing. Lease is in both our names. My lawyer's dealing with it. I'm not going back there, and I'm sure as hell not paying her portion of the rent. The $14,000 she stole, we're pursuing that through legal channels. My lawyer thinks we could get it back plus damages, but it'll take time. More updates as things develop. This is far from over. Update 2. It's been 3 weeks since the wedding that wasn't. Things have escalated in ways I didn't expect. Buckle up. First, the good news. My lawyer got a response from her lawyer. They're dropping the defamation lawsuit. Turns out when you threaten to file criminal charges for theft and fraud, people back off real quick. My lawyer sent them a detailed breakdown of every transaction she made from our household account without my knowledge, plus the recording, plus testimony from the wedding guests. Her lawyer basically said, "We're withdrawing our claim and advising our client to cease all contact." She did not cease all contact. Day after I posted the last update, she showed up at my office. Got past building security by claiming she was delivering important documents to me. They let her up before calling me to verify. I was in a meeting. Well, my assistant knocked. "There's someone here to see you." Says it's urgent. Walked out to find my ex sitting in the reception area. She stood up when she saw me. "We need to talk." "No, we don't. You need to leave. 5 minutes. Please. Just 5 minutes." The entitlement was insane. After everything, she really thought she deserved my time. "You have 0 minutes. Leave, or I'm calling security." She didn't leave. Instead, she started talking, loud enough that my coworkers could hear. "I know I messed up, okay? But what you did was worse. You humiliated me in front of everyone. You could have just called off the wedding quietly, but no. You had to make a spectacle. You were planning to scam me. You did scam me. You stole from me. It was our money. We were engaged. It was my money that I deposited into an account for household expenses. You took it for yourself without asking. That's theft." People were staring now. She realized we had an audience and tried to lower her voice. "Can we please just talk in private?" "Nope. Leave. Now." Security arrived. She played victim immediately. Tears, trembling voice, the whole performance. "He's my fiancé. We had a fight. I just want to talk to him." Security looked at me. I shook my head. "She's not my fiancé. We're not together. She's trespassing." They escorted her out. She screamed at me the whole way to the elevator. Something about how I was going to regret this, how karma would get me, how I'd never find anyone as good as her. That was fun to explain to my boss. But it got worse. 2 days later, her mother and sister showed up at my brother's house again. This time, they had printed copies of the venue bill. $43,000. Her mother shoved the papers at my brother when he answered the door. "Your brother needs to pay this. It's his responsibility." "No, it's not. Read the contract. The contract is illegal." He tricked her into signing it. My brother called me. I came outside to deal with it. Her mother went off. "You've destroyed my daughter's life. She can't show her face anywhere. Her friends won't talk to her. She lost her job." Wait, she lost her job? Why'd she lose her job? Because people from the wedding told her boss what happened. They fired her for being morally questionable. Her sister jumped in. "You did this. You turned everyone against her." I exposed what she was doing. That's it. How people reacted is on her. She's depressed. She's not eating. She's talking about hurting herself. That was a manipulation tactic, and I knew it. But I also couldn't completely ignore it. If she's truly in crisis, call a crisis hotline or take her to a hospital. That's not my responsibility anymore. Her mother's face turned red. "You're a monster. An absolute monster. We're suing you for everything. The venue bill, emotional distress, loss of income, everything. Your lawyer already dropped that lawsuit. Try again. We'll get a new lawyer." Good luck with that. They finally left, but not before her mother said I'd pay for this one way or another. I filed a police report. The officer who took my statement said the threat was vague enough that they couldn't do much, but it was good to have it documented. That same week, I found out through mutual friends that she's been telling people I abused her during our relationship, that the recording was edited, that I forced her to sign the modified venue contract under duress, that I'm the real criminal here. Some people believe her. Most don't, especially the ones who heard the recording, but it's still damaging my reputation in some circles. My lawyer advised me to stay quiet and not engage. Let her dig her own hole. Every lie she tells is another piece of evidence if we need it. But the dirty tricks didn't stop. Last week, someone, and I'm 99% sure it was her or someone in her family, contacted several of my clients with a fake email account claiming I'd defrauded them. Totally false, completely fabricated. Caused a mess. I had to spend 2 days on the phone explaining the situation, showing the emails were fake, providing proof of my actual business practices. My clients were understanding, but it was stressful as hell. My lawyer sent a cease and desist to her and her family. threatened serious legal action if the harassment continued. 2 days of silence. Then I got a package at my brother's house. Inside was my grandmother's cookbook, something my ex knew was important to me because my grandmother passed away 5 years ago. The cookbook was torn to pieces. Every single page ripped out and shredded. I nearly lost it. That was the line. I called my lawyer immediately. This is destruction of property. We're pressing charges. I'm done playing nice. He filed a police report. They're investigating. My ex is claiming she has no idea what I'm talking about, that she returned all my belongings already. But the package had her mother's return address on it. Meanwhile, the financial stuff is slowly getting resolved. My lawyer filed to get the $14,000 back. Her lawyer, the new one she hired after the first one bailed, is arguing she used it for wedding expenses and joint household needs. My lawyer sent them receipts. She spent it on clothes, spa treatments, and cash withdrawals with no documentation. Not exactly household expenses. The bank records also showed she'd opened 3 credit cards in the months before the wedding that I didn't know about. Maxed them out, combined total of about $11,000 in charges. She put my address on them, probably planning to stick me with the bills after the divorce. The credit card companies are going after her, not me, since I never authorized the accounts. But it's added to the pile of evidence of her premeditated fraud. Last thing, the apartment. We finally reached an agreement through lawyers. She moves out by the end of the month. I'm taking over the lease. She has to pay her share of rent through her move-out date. I'm not going back there. I'll break the lease early and find a new place. Too many bad memories. Her family's threatening to fight it, but they don't have legal ground. My name's on the lease. I'm paid up through next month, and the landlord's been great about the whole situation. I'm exhausted. This has taken over my entire life. Work's suffering a bit because I'm constantly dealing with lawyers and police reports and harassment. My brother's been amazing, but I can tell even he's getting worn out by the drama. My therapist, I'm seeing one now, says what I'm feeling is normal. Anger, betrayal, grief. She says it's okay to not be okay right now. But honestly, I don't regret what I did at the wedding. Everyone keeps asking if I wish I'd handled it differently. Nope, she was going to ruin my life. I just made sure everyone knew why the wedding didn't happen before she could spin some story about me being a runaway groom or something. Her family's still trying to paint me as the villain, but most people who matter know the truth. That's enough for me. Final update. 2 months since the wedding. Time for the final update. The legal stuff is mostly wrapped up. My lawyer's good, really good. Here's how everything shook out. The $14,000 she stole, we got a judgment in my favor. She has to pay it back in monthly installments of $500. Her lawyer tried to argue she couldn't afford more than that. Whatever. It'll take her 2 years to pay it back, but at least I'll get it. The credit cards, those are a problem. The companies confirmed I wasn't responsible, since I never authorized the accounts. She's stuck with $11,000 in debt. Her credit's screwed. The venue bill. Her family ended up settling with the venue for $38,000. They couldn't get out of the full amount, but the venue agreed to waive some late fees in exchange for immediate payment. Heard through the grapevine, they had to take out a loan to cover it. The police investigation into the destroyed cookbook. They couldn't definitively prove it was her, but the circumstantial evidence was strong enough that she agreed to pay me $1,200 in damages as part of settlement to avoid potential charges. Not enough to replace my grandmother's cookbook. You can't replace that, but it's something. The apartment. She moved out. I broke the lease 2 weeks later and found a place across town. Fresh start, new neighborhood. It's smaller, but it's mine. The harassment stopped after the cease and desist. Her family's been quiet for the past month. I think they finally realized they weren't going to bully me into taking responsibility for her fraud. But here's the kicker, and I only found this out last week. Turns out she was running this scam with not just one friend, but a whole group. The friend on the recording? She'd done this exact thing 2 years ago. Married a guy, divorced him a year later, walked away with a settlement. There were 4 other women in on it. They had a whole system. Target guys with assets. Play the long game, date for a couple years, get engaged, get married. Never sign a prenup. Slowly move money into hidden accounts. Document contributions to make it look like they're entitled to more in the divorce. file after a year or two, split the proceeds with whoever referred them into the scheme. My ex was going to get 60% of whatever she scammed from me. Her friend would get 40% as the referral fee. One of the wedding guests who heard the recording worked in the district attorney's office. She reached out to me, asked for a copy of the recording. Turned out they'd been investigating this group for a year, but couldn't get enough evidence. My recording, it was the break they needed. I gave them everything. The recording, bank statements, emails, everything my lawyer had compiled. Last week, 3 of the women were charged with conspiracy to commit fraud. My ex was one of them. Her friend was another. They're facing serious charges: felony fraud, conspiracy, theft. If convicted, they're looking at prison time. Her family's blaming me for pressing charges, even though I didn't. The DA's office did. But I'm not losing sleep over it. The other guys they scammed are coming forward now. Turns out there were 5 victims over the past 4 years. Varying amounts. One guy lost over $100,000. The DA thinks there might be more victims who haven't come forward yet. My ex tried to reach out through a mutual friend a few days ago. Said she wanted to apologize and explain herself. I didn't respond. There's nothing she can say that I need to hear. The criminal trial's going to take months, maybe over a year. My lawyer says I might have to testify. I'm fine with that. Let a jury hear what she was planning. As for me, I'm doing better. Therapy's helping. Work's back to normal. My client stuck with me after the fake email incident. Actually, most of them respected how I handled it. I'm not dating. Not ready for that. Trust is going to take a while to rebuild. But I'm okay with being alone right now. Better than being with someone who's actively plotting to destroy me. My family's been great. My brother jokes that he's charging me rent for all the drama I brought to his doorstep. My mom stopped asking when I'm going to find someone nice and settle down. She gets it now. A few people have asked if I regret exposing her at the wedding. If I think it was too harsh, too public, too brutal. No, not even a little bit. She planned to steal from me. She did steal from me. She was actively plotting to destroy my financial future while pretending to love me. She deserved to be exposed exactly when and how she was. Could I have handled it quietly? Sure. Called off the wedding, dealt with it privately, let her save face. But why should I have protected her reputation when she was planning to ruin my life? Why should I have taken the hit to my reputation as the guy who called off his wedding last minute, when she was the criminal? Playing that recording was the best decision I made. Everyone who mattered heard exactly who she was. No room for her to spin a story. No chance for her to play victim and make me look like the bad guy. She gambled that I'd never find out. She lost. The fallout's been brutal for her. She lost her job. Her family's in debt because of the venue bill. She's facing criminal charges. Her friends won't talk to her. Her reputation's destroyed. Is that satisfying? Yeah, honestly it is. Not in a cruel way. I don't take pleasure in her suffering, but in a justice way. She tried to scam me. She failed. She's facing consequences. That's how it should be. Someone asked me what I'd say to guys who might be in similar situations. Here's my advice. Trust your gut. If something feels off, investigate. Protect yourself. Don't be afraid to look like the bad guy when you're actually the victim. And maybe, get a prenup. I didn't believe in them before. I sure as hell believe in them now. That's it. I'm closing this chapter. Moving forward. New apartment, new mindset, new life. Thanks for following this mess. Hope it was entertaining at least. And if you're going through something similar, hang in there. Truth wins eventually. Peace out.